The best way we can propagate Buddha Dhamma is by just following the original teachings of the Buddha. We must start with the lifestyle of the bhikkhus who lived in the time of the Buddha. And they actually they demonstrated in their day-to-day life what can be achieved spiritually. And the ordinary people saw it, that they were not just ordinary human beings, but they have become transformed into something else. And they were saints of the highest order. So, and Buddha said that the Dhamma, Saddhammang iti sabbakalikang Dhammang. You see, the teachings of the Buddha is meant for all times. And Lord Buddha is also, in the Theravada tradition, we have got that very clearly, that 5,000 years the Dhamma will last. And we should have faith in that. And when we say it will last, it means it is productive of spiritual enlightenment in everyone who is serious enough to follow the Dhamma. Now, in the name of pursuit of, happiness, or what is happening is more and more materialism. People are getting completely bogged into a form of materialism from which is very, very difficult to get out, and increasing their thirst for things, increasing tanha. And tanha is the cause of all suffering in the world. The Buddha taught just for one thing, and that is to make an end of suffering. Dukkhasya pavakkami dukkhasya nirodho. You see, I teach one thing, namely the end of suffering. Suffering exists, and the end of suffering too exists. So that being the message, very clear-cut message of the Buddha, we should, I think, pursue that course, how to make an end of suffering here and now. And if we go into the causes of suffering, we'll find it in our greed. It lies in greed, hatred, and delusion. These are the three roots of suffering, and we should try to eliminate them as much as we can in our day-to-day life in as many ways as possible. So we in Bangalore try to promote Buddhism in a way that is compatible with the lifestyle of the people today, and today they understand it, and they don't, therefore have anything to object about the teaching of the Buddha. There was a time when I knew, in the 1940s, when I became a monk, Buddhist monk. You see, there was great criticism of Buddha everywhere. They are finding fault with Buddhism in 100 different ways, and the fault that were not there at all. They were imaginary. So now people are becoming more and more aware that how true Lord Buddha's teachings are, how wonderful they are indeed. So people come to us and they see that's the way of the world. But we try to convince them, and that is how today, in 1956, June 5, I arrived here, and then we got this from the Maharaja, this piece of land near the jail. It belonged to the jail. Now the jail too has gone, Maharaja has gone and all gone. Every jail has become a park and so on. So now the area has changed completely, but formerly it was a very, different thing. So it's very difficult to establish ourselves, but now things are absolutely different. People are craving for Buddhism. They are seeking Buddhism in 100 different ways, in as many ways as they can follow. So we don't have enough monks now to go and preach everywhere. So such is the demand. So now the reason is, the more people think clearly that the problems which human beings have in their heart are created by them, by their heart, not by any external agency or any god or a man or anything, no. So that must be understood, and Buddha's teachings therefore are extremely relevant today, particularly in the context of scientific and technological development. Buddhism has become a necessity. In Indian society, people openly now say that yes, formerly they used to find fault all the time, but now it is the other way. They say yes, the Buddha's teachings are most relevant and we must propagate as much as we can for the good of human beings everywhere in the world. So having said this, may you all be happy and well.